Well, in New York, they're saying they're going to start buying up a lot of these empty buildings at dirt discount prices. Interesting. And then they're going to convert it into housing.
Are you fucking kidding me? What insidious evil is this? They're going to take people off the streets, put them into empty homes that are being used for nothing right now. My God, it's happened, everybody. Stalin is back. I do want to listen to Tim Cass talk about the stimulus bill, though, that nobody got.
Believe that Donald Trump is playing fourth dimensional chess. It's like when you play chess and you got different levels of the board. Meanwhile, the Democrats...
Oh, I know. Jason Unruh played it on me a couple days ago. It was fierce and vicious. I didn't know what was coming. You'll never see me coming.
Foolishly are only playing checkers, my friends. With Donald Trump's latest move, he has entered into a higher state of dimensions that we cannot even comprehend. It is a number that if I were to display on the screen would only look like a twisted foreign shape, confusing you. Because Donald Trump is playing a...
He's in a good mood, eh? He's a little jolly Tim today. Little jolly beanie. I wonder what happened. Wonder if he's got a little love in his life, perhaps. Perhaps she came along and found the mansion. Oh, I don't know. He's jolly, though. He's far more jolly than the rest of the conservatives when we've been playing them. Like, even the ones who are pretending to be jolly, like Steven Crowder, it looks like some fucked up and dark is going on behind those eyes every time, you know? Like, I'm very happy to be here. War on Christmas, yada yada. Definitely not hiding anything.
Progressive Democrats signal support for Trump's direct payment request. Bravo, Donald Trump. For those that aren't aware of what's happening, there is a omnibus spending bill attached to the COVID relief bill, or vice versa, whatever you want to call it. Now, many people are referring to this omnibus spending bill as the COVID relief bill, and Donald Trump did. And the media is saying that's not fair because the omnibus spending is random garbage, and the COVID relief bill is for COVID relief. Okay. No, the whole thing's the COVID relief bill. The COVID relief is the gun to the head during the hostage situation where they're telling you, you want your $600? Well, then we're going to give $10 million to Pakistani gender programs. Shut your mouth and accept it.
Oh, Tim. So he's on the same narrative too, eh? So Trump, when he made that video, by the way, he wanted everyone to know just that it's egregious. I hope everyone knows that within this bill, there's provisions to give money to Cambodia, to Bolivia. Do you really want your American dollars to be going to foreign aid, foreign countries, shithole countries? That's not what I'm about. I want every American to get more than $600. That's why I'm going to do this and veto the bill. That's why I'm the greatest American of all time. Both of you, by the way, ignoring where the majority of the foreign aid is going, $500 million to Israel. It's not for gender reassignment programs in Pakistan. It's, again, the majority of it, $500 million to Israel. You could bring that up.
And people are saying no. Progressives and Trump supporters. And this is where the populist wing really starts to shine. Because if you were to separate establishment elites from populists, you'd find, well, from Bernie Sanders progressives to Donald Trump supporters, they agree on a whole lot, as much as they're typically the ones fighting with each other. The establishment, mostly the Republicans, they don't want to give $2,000 per family. And that's what Donald Trump has called for. In a tweet where he put out a video, he said, I want $2,000, this was last night, for each American. And progressives are loving it. But see, Nancy Pelosi also comes out and she says, let's do this.
His number one cited source, Daily Mail, on cue, ready to go. There you go. I wonder why it is his number one source. Do you think because it's dual purpose? He gets like fat material. So he's like, oh, those thumbnails, titillating indeed. But then he also gets his daily dose of trash. I mean, news.
Here's what I love. Nancy Pelosi, you are a crooked corporate crony politician.
True.
Same as Mitch McConnell.
True.
And many of these other Republicans.
True.
Same as all the Democrats. Now, to be fair to the Republicans, I will give them some credit.
Wow.
Because they're...
Tim Pool is just hitting on all cylinders right now. What was with all that Pakistani gender reassignment stuff? Why did you have to come out the gates being all ridiculous? Now I'm like you're singing our language.
was 50.
Oh, wait, you're good at this too now. Now you're also good at the populism. Eep.
I think the number is 57 or 56 Republicans who voted no on this, and only 2 Democrats, Rashida Tlaib and Tulsi Gabbard. Good for them. My respect. There are many more Republicans like Rand Paul, Ted Cruz, Rick Scott, etc., and Marsha Blackburn who voted this down, and that was the right move. They voted it down because the COVID bill, the relief bill attached to this omnibus bill, is garbage, full of nonsensical garbage. Now, the progressives think, and Pelosi thinks, that they're going to just add an amendment to the bill saying give everyone an extra $1,400 on top. No, I'm sorry. Maybe you weren't paying attention to what the president said in his video on Twitter. Donald Trump said, get rid of the bloat and the corruption. He actually goes through a whole bunch of the trash, reading out where this money is going. And I got to say, that's Donald Trump at his best. That is Donald Trump shining to the American people. When he comes out and he says, why are we giving $10 million to Pakistan? No, I'm sorry, $25 million is what he says. $25 million to democracy and gender programs in Pakistan. I have to wonder how many regular Americans are sitting right now looking at their past due mortgage saying, I need to work, and the Democrat governor shut us down. And then they see this video from Trump where he's like, 25 million just went to Pakistani democracy and gender programs. And I have to imagine many regular Americans are going, what? I think it's hilarious.
Okay. So if I could filter the sweat through the beanie for everybody and give everyone the explanation as to what is actually happening here. Yes, the omnibus bill has an incredible amount of expenditures. What Tim is failing to notice is that the average American should be upset at the fact that, yes, millions upon millions, if not billions of dollars, have gone to things that they're probably not going to be too happy about. Things such as corporate welfare, for example. Things such as enormous bailouts. Things such as if a company is unable to sustain itself based on its own, let's say, capitalist virtues, should we be helping them out? Are they too big to fail? Does this industry need the backing of the US government? That's where a lot of the money has gone. It has not gone to gender reassignment surgery programs in Pakistan. But what Trump was doing in that speech is, yes, doing what he's always done, which is, of course, the strongman galvanizing, getting everyone to get excited for this national fervor of, hey, did you know that your money is not being spent on yourselves? The tax dollars that you've given us, the government whom you trust, they're looking to spend it on strange things that you don't agree with in foreign countries with foreign people instead of on you, the people. Now, what happened here was at the very end of it, he said, and he tried to do this as a, let's say, coup de grace. Trump was like, hey, I'm not happy with the fact that it's now $600 and I want to up that to more money for the average American because, of course, that's populism. That's very, very good for people. If you're at home and you're listening to it, you're like, oh, wow, yes, that's me. You're speaking about me. You're speaking about the average American. I need more than $600 to live. Please, yes, increase that amount. The politicians on the other side of the aisle, being Nancy Pelosi, for all my hatred of Nancy Pelosi, were like, well, let's take advantage of this opportunity then. The president of the United States has kind of presented this. And so now we're going to come forward and say, we agree. So here's a quick amendment. You can vote on it because you've already voted on this bill, by the way. They've already voted for everything else. Everything else was fine. So you know what happens here? If we do this and then the Republicans shut it down, that means that they agreed with everything else that was already there. They just don't agree with this slight change, which is to give more money to the average American. And that's what happened. Trump vetoed the original one, the one that had already been approved, with all those strange things you're bringing up. And then afterwards, the Democrats were like, okay, well, we're going to make this little change. Let's see. And now on the record, the Republicans are like, if the only difference is this, then yes, we will shut it down. And that's what they should be called out for. That's all there is to it. There's no other like big, Machiavellian plot, 4D chess or whatever he was describing. I think he was just describing 3D chess, but yes.
Progressives need to fight harder. The problem is AOC, these progressive Dems, I see them as in line for the most part with Nancy Pelosi. Take a look at what the fight with Jimmy Dore. All right. I've been talking about this a little bit, but you may have seen it. Jimmy Dore is, I guess you call him a progressive, but he's very populist. He's a good dude. And he was saying the progressives need to pressure Pelosi to vote on Medicare for all.
Tim Pool says Jimmy Dore is a good dude. Damn. Well, that's an endorsement.
They won't do it. Even Cenk Uygur, who's not in politics, is like, no, it's not the right time. We can't do this. And then you have AOC saying, we don't have the votes. We can't do this. No political willpower. At least there's some political willpower from...
Well, you hear that, everybody. So to everyone saying that we have to push this Medicare for all vote, you know who you got in your camp? An unlikely ally, but an ally nonetheless. Mr. Tim Pool. He's ready. He's ready to apply that pressure. As the one true leftist, of course. Don't forget.
Now these Trump Republicans who are getting in, this new wave, this new batch of Trump-supporting Republicans, the 15 or so plus who are going to object to the electoral college vote on the 6th, these people have spines. These are the people who are like, I'm going to object to the electoral college vote. Do something. What are the progressives doing? Agreeing with Nancy Pelosi. Okay, they're saying right now they're going to put out their amendment that's going to increase $600 relief to the American people to $2,000. Let me just say one thing before we read this story. Why is it that when the Democrats come out with a bill, Trump or the Republicans negotiate on Democrat terms? Why doesn't Trump say this? We should have $2,000 to the American people, no bloat, which is basically what he's saying, and
it's not
reopen the economies.
Why are you puppeteering for Trump? What is going on right now?
Should be included in the stimulus.
Just so you know, there is no negotiation. It's never on democratic terms. It's right now they have very little leverage, but they're trying to exude it. But for the last while, the Republicans have been in control of everything. There's been no negotiations. It's basically just sitting back and being like, well, where are the bailouts going to go today? Oh, the cruise line industry. Great. Well, that's fantastic. Yeah, no, it's really nice. Yeah, we need cruise lines. We'll need those in the future as well. It doesn't matter that, millions upon millions of Americans are losing their jobs or they're about to be evicted. They might just be homeless on the streets and all the chaos that'll bring. But yes, we need grandma to keep fucking on the sea.
Can't just keep mass printing money. It makes no sense. But I get it, man. Right now, what we're being told is that, we're facing serious economic collapse. People are already behind on average like $6,000 in rent and mortgage payments. The bill is going to include a moratorium on evictions, but we are just being driven further and further into communism. Think about it. If you're a
what? How is Tim like correct thing? Totally off base nonsense. Conspiracy theory. Shake the etch and sketch. Okay, let's start again. Correct thing, incorrect thing, totally off base conspiracy theory nonsense. Just over and over we go.
Landlord. The left says you don't have a job. Landlord isn't a job. Well, that's not true. There's a lot of paperwork. There's a lot of administrative work. There's repair. There's a lot that goes into being a landlord. Now, of course, you can always hire out management companies. So in a sense, landlord, I wouldn't consider to be a full-time job. It certainly does require some.
Did you just debunk yourself in the landlord argument in real time? Well, good for you, Tim. I'm glad. I guess that's progress. Yes.
Work. But that's not really important, the argument about it. What's important is if people don't pay rent for a year, the landlords can't pay their mortgages.
That is what's important, everybody. That's what's important to remember. It's the landlords who will suffer.
And then what happens? Well, in New York, they're saying they're going to start buying up a lot of these empty buildings at dirt discount prices. Interesting. And then they're going to convert it into housing.
Are you fucking kidding me? What insidious evil is this? They're going to take people off the streets, put them into empty homes that are being used for nothing right now. My God. It's happened, everybody. Stalin is back.
So the government of New York destroyed the economy, seemingly against the science, against the wish.
It was the government that did it. Oh, well, fuck you, government. Why did you destroy the economy, government? The economy was having such a good time. It was a gay old time. And the government comes along and destroys it. Bad government. Bad.
And now that the property value is worthless, they're buying it up. My friends, this is martial law.
Oh,
this is.
Wait, I thought it was communism. Or it's martial law, or are they the same thing? Is that what communism is? Communism is martial law. Are just lock? Okay, sure.
Violation, in my opinion, sort of the Third Amendment. People don't often talk about the Third Amendment. You can't quarter soldiers in your house. Okay, that's not what they're doing in New York, but you get the point.
Oh, so it's absolutely utter gibberish what you're saying right now. That's kind of the point, right? People forget about the Third Amendment, even though it doesn't really apply here at all. It's kind of weird I brought it up. I digress.
The government is using unconstitutional and downright illegal activities to destroy property value, to seize property from private individuals. Bravo. And you know what? They're going to get away with it because I'm sitting here watching everything they're doing. The progressives saying, Trump, okay, we'll increase the spending. But did you hear what else Trump said? Cut out the garbage. They won't do it. We got this story here from the Daily Mail.
And the thing is, like, Tim, again, he's like, I don't think he's a grifter. So it's not as if this is like some bizarre story he's trying to weave in order to push a narrative that'll further him. This is honestly how he's disseminating the things around him. And this is him processing it and thinking that he's a step ahead. After reading nothing but like Andy No and the Daily Mail back and forth, Breitbart sometimes peppered in there, but just back and forth, Daily Mail, Andy No. Eventually he gets to this, all right, well, I figured it out. This is martial law, and it's also communism, and it's going to be Islamic martial law, radical postmodern neo-Marxist communism, unless we do something, which Trump has tried to do by his speeches to remove the fat, but they're not going to do it, of course, because they don't understand.
They say Donald Trump appeared to suggest he would veto the $900 billion relief package. I'm sorry. I got to stop you guys. Trump appeared to suggest he would veto the $2.3 trillion omnibus spending package, which includes the relief package, unless they tripled from $600 to $2,000 for the American people. In a video to...
Well, I think we've gotten everything now. He's just going to read the entire article in its entirety. Thank you, Daily Mail. But yes, I agree. This is basically the Dunning-Kruger effect in the human. That's basically it. That's what Tim Pool is. He's a personification of the Dunning-Kruger effect in real time until the end of time. Oh, and yes, please regurgitate the words of Senator Rand Paul. Mr. Pick yourself up from your bootstraps. Everyone should live the libertarian dream. You should all basically be responsible for your own schools, roads, hospitals. And if you disagree with me, I will punch you in the face. And hopefully if I punch you in the face, you are also a doctor who can heal yourself. Because if you punch me back, I'm definitely not going to go to a hospital. Because again, I should be able to take care of myself, as everyone should. It is the way. You understand that, right, everyone? It is the way.
What lies around the corner? Never knowing who's going to kill you. Are you the next one to be murked? You never know if it's a friend or a foe. If you want to see the biggest names in BreadTube and Left Twitch and Butterthing, and I don't know the fucking names anymore, come see Left Among Us.
If you want us to advertise your channel or work, please go to weareserfs.com and email us a 20 to 30 second ad, and we'll take it on to the end of one of our videos to help promote your leftist channel or progressive something. Whatever you do.
To our God, I'm Raft, Xander Corvus, and Schlatsky, we shall commit blood sacrifices in your honor. To our monarch, Tom Spiker, our lives are yours to command. To our lords, Jeffrey Lamb, Trevor R., Stephen, Hans Josephine, Poppy Nelson, Ryan Lubin, Jimothy K. Meeblebeeps Jr., we bow meekly for your pleasure. To our knights of the round table, Josh Mickelson, Dylan Bythe, Zach Christensen, Todd Buckingham, Todd Lajeunesse, Political Puppy, Jimmy Bignuts, Andreas Chitoro, Good Poon Hates Cops, That's Solid Poon Then, Dr. Zayas, Yoppie, Violent Orchard, Sophie Baby, Jack Darko, Thomas Barretton, J. Fraser Cartwright, Goofalankius, Melissa Murphy, Nicholas Marks, Alexander Thaler, Ali Rada Jaffer, Alex Gauvin, Radical Maniac, we salute you.